Hi all, this is the Practice Problem 7's tips. So this one's going to primarily be looking at labels, as that can be the tricky part when we're working with our ratios. So if we take a look here at number 1, again, there's no full solutions here. You're just hopefully taking a look at these prior, and if you're having some trouble, then coming to these tip videos. In number 1, we're mixing rose oil and lily of the valley oil in a ratio of 4:3, and they're saying how much rose oil would you need to mix with 24 liters of lily of the valley. So one of my ratios that I like to use if I don't know what to go with, if it's kind of generic, would be the ratio. Okay, they're giving you a ratio of some sort. And then they're asking you a question. So how much rose oil would the workers need to mix? So what I'm putting in the mix is what my other label is going to be. And typically those top two are the trickier ones to get. Sometimes they're kind of generic, and that's okay as long as you understand the difference. Okay. And then I've got my rose oil and my lily oil. And so then I can start filling things in, right? My 4 and 3 go under the ratio, the 24 liters. You could also go with liters up here instead of mix. But try not to get caught up on the label or the units on something, like gallons and liters and all kinds of stuff. We won't be converting any kind of units here. That'll all get worked out in the proportionality piece of the ratios, okay? Number 2, you've got the labels on my numbers here are pounds and dollars. And how much does it cost would also be in dollars. And then there really aren't any other labels here. This is kind of a basic statement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the ratio across the top again, and then what you're going to purchase, right? How much would this be if I bought it? So just something to give you different values. What you really want is over here on the side, and I'm going to have dollars on the top and pounds on the bottom. You don't have to. You could switch it if you wanted to. Okay, and then just make sure that the right thing gets in the right place. Number 3, Sleepy Glammy mixture is made by mixing glue and liquid laundry starch in a ratio of 3:2. How much glue and how much starch is needed to make 85 cups? And so again, I'm going to have that ratio across the top because they're giving me a ratio of how to mix it. And then let's see, how much to make the mixture. So I'm going to put mixture over here. You could put cups if you wanted. And then we've got glue and the starch. And of course, you can shorten them if you need to. And then I put my ratio in there, and then I put my 85 cups over here on the right. Okay, now here's something that I want to point out in this one. In this one, we have the glue and the starch, and that's given in the ratio of 3:2. So let me actually fill that in. Let's see, we are 3:2 glue to starch. So that means my glue is 3 and my starch is 2. Now keep in mind, this 85 cups down here, it says 85 cups of the slimy gloopy mixture, okay? But the 85 cups is that, if I put it under mixture, is that glue or is that starch? Well, it's not either. It's the slimy gloopy mixture. It's both put together. So that's the glue plus the starch together. That's where my 85 goes. Okay. Now, how do you get that value from the ratio? Well, if glue is 3 in the ratio and starch is 2 in the ratio, and I put them together, then I've got 5 parts in my ratio. I've got 3 parts glue, 2 parts starch for a total of 5 parts. Okay. So sometimes adding additional labels or categories here can help you create your bridge. And that's what I call this. This bridge where you have both values is what I call your bridge. Okay. So you want to make sure you have a bridge. And sometimes you get that by adding another category. Sometimes it's adding them together. Sometimes it's taking the difference between the two of them. Sometimes it's something totally different. But adding categories sometimes will help you get to the solution. And then the last one, again, this one's short, so it's hard to know what to write down, but we've got, if 3/4 of the budget is $1,200, what is the full budget? And so we've got dollars for sure. And then we have the partial budget that they reference, the 3/4, that's the part of the budget. And then we have the full budget. And so then we want the fraction or the ratio. Actually, I think I'm going to switch these. It doesn't matter at all. It's just comfort level. I think I'm going to go partial budget on top, full budget on the bottom, and I'm going to go fraction or ratio and dollars over here. And that way I'll pull apart this 3/4, and then the 3/4 means that the 3 is the part and 4 is the whole, right? If your budget is out of 4, then the part is 3. So this would be 3 and this would be 4. And they're asking what is the full budget. So they're asking for this one. And 3/4 of the budget is, so that's the part that they're referring to. So this is your 1,200, right? And you can go from there to use one of your strategies.